So hi again. So in the previous video, we saw that how to create fast web applications and use the Apache NetBeans. So now we are going to see how to connect with database that is called JDBC connectivity using Apache NetBeans. So first we'll start the workbench. So in the MySql workbench, let's connect with the server first. So let's create connections. So JD connection name, anything you can give, JDBC connectivity. Then I'm going to give the host name 170.16.100.8. then I'm going to give my user ID, right? So okay, let's connect. I will enter my password. So you will get this environment as already you are working on the database. So now let's use the database. As you can see, I'm using my database. You might be able to use your database. So use database is the command to work on the current database. So you will able to see here, right? Already in the left side in this corner, database will visible to you. Fine. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create one table. Create table, let's say employee emp, and then varchar, yeah, varchar, and give the here column name empid varchar, and we'll give the size, let's say 100, any size you can give. Then name also varchar 100. Then department, dept department varchar, and just a minute, varchar I will give here varchar. Fine. So now let's run this line. So tables got created. Let's insert some values. Insert into emp and values, and we'll give emp e001. File, then name ram, all the string, yeah, varchar values need to be in single quotes in the database, so you need to take care of that. And then you can say cs is the my department, and we'll insert this value. Let's insert 3-4 values so that you will able to see the database while we are doing connectivities. So e002, okay, here Syam, and triple department. So and again we'll copy this. So we can see here Pramod, CS, Raja, CS. Here also few names you can send. And Sohail, math, and Datta, math. So all these values will insert. Fine. Some error we are getting. So what are the mistakes we did? Yeah, each line has to be separated by semicolon. Now it will work. All right, all the data. So let's display the value. So let's start from emp, and you will able to see these values. Okay, now this value should be visible to the our JSP database. So we are going to work on that. So before moving ahead for the JDBC connectivity, so let's start first the Apache NetBeans. This is the first web applications what we are going to create, and I mean the first web application using JDBC connectivity. So let's start with the our NetBeans. So the first web applications what we created, that was uh, my first web. Inside the first web, you know that this folder is used to create the um, different kind of files. So here only we are going to create the one new files. That files we can give here display. Okay, display, yeah. So this is the displays file. So let's remove this unnecessary data. So first part is, okay, so importing. First is importing required packages. So here we are going to import, see, the whatever packages you will import in the JSP. So here less than ampersand at the rate, this is basically a tag. So here this you will use the page and the inverted comma page, and basically we are going to import the import equal to, and you will write the java.sql dot star. So all the packages, yeah, classes in the SQL package will import here. Then another we can import. So same thing we can select here instead of wasting time. So import equal to, okay, java.io.star. Okay, now both the packages installed. Now what we can do, let's write HTML code, because the job in the JSP what we are doing, we are basically, we will close here HTML. Okay, so unnecessary these comments we will remove, and then what we are going to do, head, inside the head unnecessary things are coming. So head, and inside the head we can write title and display data from employee table in in JSP. Okay, this is the title what we are giving. After that we'll close the title tag, then we'll close the head tag. Okay, now we are coming back to the our body part, and inside the body we are going to write, sorry, here we'll close the body, and unnecessary this comments not required for us for the timing. So let's just start the code. So if you are going to start the code, okay, so of course we require this JSP tag. So opening will be less than percentage, and closing will be the percentage and greater than. So this is just the how you are using, HTML tag. In HTML, less than greater than sign you are using, this is a tag, but here in the JSP less than percentage, and if you are going to close, then percentage greater than. So in this area we will write our code. Okay, so first things what we are going to do, let's first create the connections object, as we are going to use the database server. So whatever, while we are going for database connectivity, what we need to do, we need to have a proper set of files, and a few of them is required. So one of the most important part is that so whether the data, whatever connections we are doing, we should always be having the these two statement, catch, exception, e, and here we can write here out.println and uh, unable to connect. Okay, what happens sometimes the database name, table name, anything you whatever you are giving, sometimes it's through exceptions, the input, the connections whatever you are doing, there are the causes where you may get the exception there. So let's start with the first, and we are going to write the our code inside the try block. So first we'll create the connection. So string instead of connections, let's better giving a database. So let's first create the connection con equal to any null. So statement stmt equal to null, and result set rs is equal to null. Fine. So these are the few things we require. Okay, now after declaring these variables, what we are going to do, first step is loading driver. Okay, so loading driver, what we need to do, I said we require few of the important things here. In the library we require MySql character. I already added. I will better remove this and I will re-add again. So you will go to library, add jar file, and this is the I kept it inside the my this the first my first web folder. So there you can import this, and you will click on the sorry, so you will click here on the open, and you will able to get this library. So whatever classes available in the there you will able to see. Okay, so let's proceed with that. Now we are going to load the library, the loading driver. First part is to loading the drivers. How you will load? So con is the connection object which will store the loading driver. So driver manager dot get connection, and in the get connections what we are going to do, we are going to write whole path. So for the connections what we need to write, so this is a common standard URL, JDBC colon MySql colon double slash, and since we are using our database server, so database server address we will write here 172.168, and port number by default is 3306. So this is one, and then we'll give the database name here. So my database name is rkmsra.db. Okay, and then comma, then you will here enter the user id is rkmsra, and password is my password is a. So you may give your password, your database name, and your user id. Okay, accordingly you have to use that. After so this is basically for creating connections. Loading driver is this part basically, class dot for name, and here we need to load. This is a part of loading driver. So class com dot mysql dot jdbc dot, and driver is the class name. Then we will create one new instance and semicolon. So this is the part of loading the driver, and this is, we can say that, creating connections with database using driver manager, है ना? So this is second step. Third step, what we are going to do, we are going to create the statement now. So what the statement will do, basically what the query will execute it. So we are going to create the stmt equal to, and there is a function connection dot create statement. This is inbuilt functions. Then we are going to update the query. So let's what we will do, so we have the result set is basically the whenever query will execute it, so you will store the result in the rs result set. So a result set, here we already in the line number 14 we declare the rs object. So rs is equal to, and stmt dot execute query, and here you will pass what, select star from mp. So same tables what we created in the workbench, you will able to see this table we created, create mp, and then few data we inserted here and we displayed the data. This data using JSP we want to display. So let's come back to them our okay. Now this is one part. After that, rs is basically what it's doing, it is storing the result. Now we are going to display the data. So let's close the JSP tag here and we will start the HTML parts. We'll create one table. So let's create one table and we'll close the table. Okay, inside the table what we will do, and we will create tr is for tr table row, and inside the tr we will give what, td for table data. So first this is table heading. The table heading first is what, mp id, second td will be what, mp name, and third td will be department. Okay, so this is now better you can organize in the proper way so that it should looks nice. Okay, so otherwise unnecessary it will create the complexity. So yeah, so this part just we are arranging so that I td and okay. So this is the closing of tr. Now this is just the table heading. The first row is for table heading. Even we can give the border also 1, the table border equal to 1. Fine. Now here we are going to start the while loop. So this is the, again we will use the JSP tag. Since Java code we are going to start, we will close here JSP tag. Okay, so how we write while rs dot next. Rs dot next is the one function, so one by one it will retrieve the data from table. So rs dot next, then what we are going to do, we'll start the while loop, we'll close here only, and here again we are going to create, we'll close the JSP here and we'll here. So we will copy this part and paste it here, and instead of this td, now of course we wanted to display the data, so get string rs dot. So actually it has to be right in the JSP tag. So if you are printing any variable value, you need to write the JSP tag in equal sign and then rs dot get string, and here you will pass 1. Okay, this is 1 get string. Then let's copy the same part. So first it will print mp id, second it will print mp name, and third it will print what, department. Okay, now so this 1 2 3 is the basically the index value, automatically the 1 2 3. So first is the employee id, name, and department. Even you can give the column name as well in the codes. So here instead of 1 you can give the column name. Fine. Now this is the closing of while loop, and automatically while loop will keep running, it's not getting till last rows, and then we'll close here a try block, and then okay. So I think we are ready. Okay, so we are ready for the code. So let's review once. So we imported the packages java.sql package. Yeah, of course, if you are doing any kind of JDBC connectivity, you need to import the package java.io package. Then this is just the HTML informations to display the title of the page. Then body part, inside the body part, then we are starting our code with the try block. Is that portions where we are writing our code to execute the what kind of functionality we want to perform. So here we are displaying the table data. Then catch is that part. Basically, if sometimes, let's say, you've given the different database name and table name which is not actually created, so in that case try will throw some errors, exceptions. So catch will be able to handle those exceptions. So if any error is there, here you will get some message unable to connect. So let's yeah so yeah let's run this code. So before running it, better we'll go to the index, because the index is just the default page. So here inside we can give some hyperlink, and inside hyperlink a href and equal to display.jsp. And in display.jsp what we can do, we can give one message display implied data. Okay, implied data, and we'll close the angle tab. Okay, this is the page what we given the hyperlink. So let's run this code. Okay, so display implied data, and we are able to get the data from database. But here something error is there. Maybe in the HTML code we made some mistake, so let's correct that part as well. So so we need to go to the display page. So here td, this part not open, and let's align in the center as well. Okay, align equal to center. So you will see the output in the center. So so this is the accurate data what we are able to see. Even I think this part is also accepting as a okay. Let's see better. We'll remove this part. So here this comments you can give inside the here, but by the way not required. So we will remove this page and let's run one more time. So so this is accurate data. So employee ID, employee name, and departments you will able to see here. So hope you understand this, and you can develop more applications like first it should while your application is opening, it should enter the user ID and password, then go back to the home page, and what kind of pages you wanted to keep. So many things are there. So this is just a simple JDBC connectivity. Okay, so let's see, and we will come with more advanced development.